Here we're going to walk through an example of scalping intraday, and we're going to compare a CFD trader to a share trader just to show why CFDs are commonly used for scalping over other products. On the left hand side we're going to have the CFD position, on the right hand side the share trade. Now on the left hand side and the right hand side, both traders are going to come to the market with $5,000 initial investment to get into the market and start scalping. So we're going to trade in XYZ. On the left hand side, let's say the CFD trader wants to buy 10,000. XYZ on a 5% margin means that at a $10 share price they get $100,000 exposure for only $5,000 in margin. Now running on an industry standard of 0.1%, $100 COM will be applicable for that trade. On the right hand side, the share trader has the same amount, $5,000 to trade with, but in this case, without the gearing, can only buy 500 at the entry price of $10. Now, again, I'm going to run on a bit of an industry standard of, let's say, a $20 minimum ticket fee for share trading. So in this case, with a small position exposure of $5,000 for the share trader, that minimum ticket fee will be applicable, so $20 commission there. Let's say XYZ moves up 1% intraday, so we're still on the same trading day. The CFD trader wants to offload the full position of 10,000, this time at $10.10, so that 1% movement, 10 cents. Exposure is now 101,000 that we're offloading, therefore the commission in this case goes up a little bit to $101. The share trader, on the other hand, offloads only the 500 that they originally bought, same exit price, 10.10. Exposure still quite low at 5,050, therefore only a $20 minimum ticket fee yet again. If we have a look at the big difference here now, which is where it really shows the benefits of a CFD when you're scalping, is that the P&L on that position was $1,000 for the CFD trader, 1% movement on $100,000 exposure. In the case of the share trader, only a $50 profit was received because only 5,000 was the exposure. But then if you have a look here, and again, another huge difference. COM was quite low for the share trader simply because it was very low exposure. So $40 there, $201 all up for the CFD trader. But if you go down to the net P&L, this is where it really shines through. $799 for the CFD trader in comparison to $10. So with $799, everyone would be very happy with that intraday, even if you only did it once a day. Some people once a week, depending on what you want to achieve. But the net P&L of $10 for the share trade really wasn't worth your time in the end. If we move on and let's say XYZ retraces back to 10.05 later that day, and we want to jump into the market yet again. The CFD trader bounces into the same position, 10,000, this time at 10.05. Exposure was slightly more because we're buying in at a higher price again, so $100.50 is the COM. Share trader again, no leverage, can still only buy 500 at 10.05 with an exposure of 5,025, means that the commission is going to be that minimum ticket fee of $20 again. Now this time it only moves up 5 cents or 0.5%, again still really quite possible with a lot of stocks intraday. Both CFD and share trader want to exit again. So XYZ, we're selling 10,000 CFDs at 10.10. Again, COM's going to be 101 because our exposure was 101,000, so the 0.1% commission. On the right hand side, we're selling the 500 shares at $10.10. Again, minimum ticket fee applicable, $20. On the left hand side, we're going to come back down to here. P&L was half this time, so it was only 500. It wasn't quite 1,000 because the movement was only 0.5%. Commission very similar because our exposure on the entry and exit was nearly exactly the same, so $201.50. But again, still leaving us with a decent net P&L of just shy of $300. On the right hand side, this is where it really shines through because the P&L was also half for the share trader. This time only $25 instead of $50. But you can see the commission stayed the same at $40. Therefore, this time the net P&L was actually a negative for the share trader. Now, another big benefit here, which I haven't highlighted, is that the CFDs are cash settled. Therefore, that entry and exit that we did on both occasions, because it's cash settled, you would have been in and out quite quickly without any issues. On the right-hand side, though, unfortunately, with a lot of share providers, they actually need T+3 for settlement on entries and exits, and so in some cases that share trader would never have been able to even take that second position unless they had another $5,000 in cash. So therefore, just highlighting the benefits of scalping and how you can scalp a market on obviously very small price movements and still make it profitable.